have now been recovered. They've been brought to the al-Aqsa hospital, including that of 26-year-old Omar Al-Hayek, a Doctors Without Borders staff member who was killed in a separate strike. In fact, Médecins Sans Frontières has confirmed that 4 other colleagues were injured, calling the loss devastating for families, medical teams and healthcare workers as well. The organization has already lost 13 staff in the ongoing war, and widespread airstrikes continue to claim lives and put enormous strain on humanitarian operations. In fact, the MSF has warned that the impact on their teams and relief efforts will be dramatic. Listen in.
Of this killing, enough of these injuring of people. These are humanitarian members. They are healthcare workers, and I don't care that they were or were not targeted. We don't kill people like this. Enough people killed. It's just I have no words to what to tell you. I am just angry and I have
اليوم في مجزرة كل يوم فالمدنيين والأهالي والنساء والأطفال فقط لا غير. ما تفسير ان هذا عدو ظالم ما بيرحم حجر ولا بشر ولا حاجه. طلع هين صور هين هاي بهايم الله يعزك ناس مزرعين احنا.
Still with us on the broadcast is Mr. Matthew Wadham. We've of course been warned by international organizations, including the United Nations, that the situation in Gaza on the ground for civilians is quite dire at the moment. There's a famine that is taking place there as well. Meanwhile, airstrikes are continuing, and doctors too, who are providing aid to the people who are currently starving, they have also now lost their lives. They're also now in the toll of casualties as well. Now with the peace deal being floated by the US and Israel, the ball is in Hamas's court. Do you think they will accept this deal and ensure that no more lives are lost?
No, I don't think Hamas will accept the deal, because the deal essentially abolishes Hamas. It takes them it puts them out of business, and I don't think that they don't want that. They claim to want peace, but I don't believe them. They want to destroy Israel, and despite their recent claims to the contrary at the conference in Beijing, peace conference in Beijing a few days ago, I don't believe that they have reformed, and I think they still want to eliminate Israel. So I would be, I cannot see into the future and tell you what is going to happen for sure, but I would be very surprised if Hamas were to accept the peace deal. So I just don't expect it to happen, but I'm not sure how desperate the leaders of Hamas feel right now. Do they feel it is worth it to essentially dissolve their organization and stop participating in politics, in the governance of Gaza and Palestine? Is that so important to them? Is that important to them? I think it is important to them, and I don't think they will agree to the deal. So if they sign the deal, I will believe it. As we say in America, I will believe it when I see it.
All right, so I request you to stay on with us as we're tracking further developments from the Middle East. We're now learning that vessels and Navy boats are arriving at the Israeli port of Ashdod after the interception of the Global Summit flotilla by Israeli forces. Now, one boat, the Mykonos, was reported to have escaped the maritime blockade and to have stopped inside Palestinian territorial waters near Gaza's coast before contact with the vessel was lost. Now, this is the first time since Israel imposed a naval blockade on Gaza's waters in 2009 that an unauthorized mission has reached closer than 70 nautical miles from the territory. Now, Israeli Foreign Ministry has confirmed that one last boat of the flotilla remains in distance. Meanwhile, the partner of Spanish lawmaker Juan Bordera Roma who was on board the flotilla, has described the interception as clean and peaceful, emphasizing that no violence took place during the operation. She also confirmed that most passengers have disembarked safely and that authorities provided assistance as needed. Listen in.
Teníamos cierto miedo porque hasta ahora a flotillas anteriores, cuando sí que han conseguido entrar en aguas palestinas, se les ha bombardeado con drones. Sí que nos ha llegado desde un cónsul que están bien, que han desembarcado, sobre todo que la interceptación ha sido limpia. Entendemos que con ese eufemismo se refieren a que no ha sido violenta como sí han sido los anteriores ataques de drones. Lo que sabemos a nivel legal es que los pueden retener primero 72 horas, después si no firman el papel que admiten que han cometido un acto ilegal, los pueden retener hasta 2 meses. Hasta es que no sabemos cuándo, porque también se pueden realizar deportaciones forzosas.
Still with us on the broadcast is Mr. Matthew Wadham. We've of course seen a similar attempt being made a couple of months back. A Swedish climate campaigner, Greta Thunberg, was detained back then as well, and she was sent back safe and sound through a chartered plane. And now as well, we're seeing these activists being detained. Now, what's of importance is that Israel had in fact appealed to the flotilla, to the organizing committee, to use proper channels in order to send humanitarian aid. They had in fact offered to take the aid from Cyprus and deliver it to Gaza. However, the flotilla decided to still advance into the waters outside the Palestinian territory. Was this then more about the optics than the messaging?
I think that the flotilla was done to project a sense of urgency that and to rally support to the Palestinian, to the Gazan cause. I sincerely doubt whether the organizers of the flotilla actually believed it was going to work. They are running a blockade, a military blockade during a war, and they did not do this using warships. So I have to suspect they knew that they were not going to get through without difficulties. I think it is what you could call a publicity stunt to encourage support for the side that they support, the Palestinian side. Maybe the aid will get through. Maybe it won't. I'm not sure. But when you're in a wartime situation like that, you have to abide by the rules of the dominant power. In which case, here it is Israel, and you have to do what they say if you want aid to be sent through. Israel itself sends a lot of aid to Gaza. It's unusual. In that respect, because which countries aid the population of the enemy that they're fighting during wartime? Not too many, based on what's happened in the past in history. So I think the flotilla was a public relations exercise to rally support for Palestinians, and I doubt its value as an actual provider of aid for the people of Gaza. So, I am skeptical about the good faith of those who put together the flotilla.
All right, so with that, I would like to thank you for taking out time speaking to us and sharing your perspective on these key developments. Meanwhile, viewers, we're tracking some further updates coming in. Polish authorities now say that a Russian ship near a gas pipeline was acting as a fishing vessel. The Interior Ministry confirmed that the ship stopped for about 20 minutes but followed border guard instructions and moved away from the area without incident. Polish officials have stressed that the situation posed no immediate threat. Similar incidents have taken place before, with Russian vessels previously observed near critical undersea infrastructure in the Baltic Sea, prompting NATO and EU monitoring and intervention to ensure energy and security safety. With that,